If you're a keen angler, you will have had dreams about the town we're headed to today, and it's well worth the 1,400 kilometre drive from Perth to the rugged Pilbara. Onslow is our destination. We're going to take a quick detour first, though. If you'd headed to Onslow when it was gazetted back in the 1880s, this is where you would have found it. On the banks of the Ashburton River, 20 k's south from its current location on the coast. Built to service the pastoralists, the gold miners and later the pearl farmers. All that's left of the original town site is the ruins of the old jail. The rest they picked up and moved piece by camel train. So why move? Well, after 40 years of the Ashburton River either flooding or silting up, they decided it was more prudent simply to move the town out of harm's way. So in 1925, that's what they did, back in the car. Onslow Mark II is an easy 10-minute drive in air-conditioned comfort. It's hard to imagine moving a whole town with nothing but camels. Talk about tough. Right, first stop, let's get our bearings, see what's happening in town and get some local intel. Well, that just goes to prove you should contact the local visitor centre while you're planning your trip, because I've just found out that Onslow is one of a handful of towns in the northwest where you can see the stairway to the moon. Not a full moon today, not to panic. Plenty to do, plenty to see, including those buildings that were dragged behind the camel trains. This is one of them. This is the heritage-listed Onslow goods shed. She stood in this spot since she arrived in 1925, defying the ravages of time and Mother Nature. Today, it's a portal to the town's past. Memories from all over the Shire of Ashburton have been collected and displayed. If it played a part in the history of Onslow, it's here. From the telephone exchanges of the local cattle stations to channel lights set adrift by cyclones. If they could collect it, they have. And the story of how some of them made it here is as eclectic as the items themselves. This cup was a prize for a local tennis competition. It went missing in 1939. Guess where it turned up? Queensland, spotted by an Onslow resident who was on holiday. He saw it behind the bar at the local pub and said, that's ours, thank you very much. We'll have it back. Some of the items are self-explanatory. The train that serviced the port and goods shed. Others need a little explanation, like this homemade pearling submarine, retired rather quickly as it had a habit of leaking at depth. Well, that was a good way to start a visit to Onslow. And once you've checked out the town's history, you can check out its present. Grab your rod, have a fish, and we're hooked.